Quick one in the garage today. Setting up a fuel pressure sensor on the 2+2. So I have a low dollar Motorsports 0 to 100 psi pressure transducer on my fuel pressure regulator, and then it's going to a wire there that goes to the PCM. Which is supplied with 5 volts, ground, and signal. So you can pull 5 volts, which is this gray wire, off of the PCM. There is 4 wires on the PCM down right there. They're on the blue side, and I'll grab a flashlight. I can see what pins they are. Maybe even show you what pins they are. Usually these run the throttle position sensor and a couple other things, references. They are pins 45, 6, 7, and 8, and they are 5 volt signals. So I'm sending a 5 volt signal to that sensor. Ground, I'm just pulling off of my ground lug down there. And then 5 volt signal is going from the yellow to pin number 54 on the blue side of this PCM, which is a 98 to 02 style P01 0411. And then set it up on your computer. What you're going to need to do first is go into Excel, or just steal what I'm doing, and type in the data that low dollar gives you. So low dollar uses a lot of these for Holly, and Holly doesn't have functions. They have very easy user interfaces that have plots, and you just drag your little cubes to where you want. But since HPtuners is for the nerds or people that are backwards and doing stuff in 2010 language instead of 2020 language, you have to create a, if you're an engineering professor, you call it something fancy like a transfer function. But if you're like normal, you're just going to call it math. So you put in the voltage and the pressure that low dollar gives you conveniently on the plots into the pressure and voltage columns, drop in a chart, drop in a trend line, and display the equation. And in this case, your equation, your Y, which is your output, is pressure, is equal to 25, which is your slope, X, which is your voltage, minus 12.5, which is your y-intercept. So your y equals mx plus b from like 6th grade math. That's what this is. So basically it's 25 voltage minus 12.5. Then you go over to the good old HPtuners. You add, in my case, I'm using fuel level sensor, which that is because I'm not running the fuel level sensor from like the Tahoe in this. So I'm using, like I said, pin 54 on the blue side, or sorry, the red side. And then you add a math parameter using your equation from here. See if I can pull that up for you. You go to Tools, Math Parameters, and I'm using the EGR sensor, pintle position for my AEM wideband. But here we got fuel pressure, so we got, remember, that should actually be 25, not 26. 25 times your voltage minus your y-intercept, which is equal to PSI. Make sure you save that. Yep, I'm going to save that. And then I'm going to close that out. And we're going to start scanning. And you can add it down here too. And you can see fuel pressure, 62 PSI. Then if you go into your controls and trigger on your, that's check engine light, not controls. Turn on your fuel pump, 75 PSI, which is about right because This is a 4-bar car and it's at atmospheric pressure because it's not running. Turn off the fuel pump and it drops down to like 63. And then it'll slowly drop down as you release, as it kind of bleeds off pressure from the fuel system. So that's how you set up a simple like 5-volt input on an HPtuners. If you're backwards like me and are stuck in 2010 or 2014 or whenever you built the car and don't want to spend the money on a Holly, you can do that. So it looks pretty good. I'm gonna add a couple more sensors for pressure and temperature on here, and hopefully have some more learning experiences from the track this summer. So catch you later.